So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jeff Drews. I work for Southwest Microwave. We do outdoor perimeter detection systems. We focus on everything outdoors. We focus specifically, we try to stay in our lane and provide sensors that will detect reliably, repeatably with the lowest nuisance alarms in the industry. That's about all I'm going to say about Southwest. You can come see us at our booth. Tomorrow, John Weckenborg from Bosch and myself are going to do a presentation talking about layered perimeter security, layered PIDs, which leads us into the introduction that we have today. Sachin here in a second is going to do a presentation and talk to you guys about AI, artificial intelligence, and what Bosch is doing, his first presentation on the video side to incorporate AI into this PIDs thing that we're talking about. It's a perfect opportunity for us. We work really well with Bosch. We have lots of projects together. And we wouldn't do anything. I tell people all the time, I don't want to sell you any type of perimeter detection system if you don't have a camera in place. And the next level to that is adding some AI to that camera so the consumer, the end user, can accurately tell what's going on and define that level of response that's required. So with that, I look forward to talking to you tomorrow more during the presentation. I look forward to seeing you at our booth, and I'll hand it over to Sachin.
Thanks a lot, Jeff. So, welcome everyone, and I want to start this session first of all by saying a big thank you to all of you. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for taking time from your busy schedules to be part of this technology forum. This is my second time that I'm presenting in this platform. I was here last year, and I got such a valuable feedback. I mean, this forum is very, very important for me because I'm responsible for product management, that I get this chance to talk to our people who are really using our products, yeah? People who are daily consuming our product, experiencing our product, and the feedback that I get from you, how our products are solving a problem or that they are not solving a problem, and what problem we can solve with our products. That's really a very, very valuable feedback that I gained from this forum, by interacting with all of you. So in spirit of this, what I would recommend that my session, I would like to keep it interactive. If at any point in time you have a question, you have a feedback, you have a recommendation, please chime in. We have about an hour. So I'll try to not just read too much from the slides, but try to keep it more interactive and then, try to gain as much knowledge, as much feedback that I can get from you. You will have me today on the stage for 2 hours because I have two very, very interesting topics to share with you, to discuss with you. First is our portfolio of vision-based AI. So I will touch upon the AI which runs on our camera. And then the second session that I'm going to go a little bit deeper in would be the audio analytics or the AI part that we are implementing to understand the sound. So it's a very, very exciting two sessions. I'm personally very excited. I have my colleague, Dr. Sam, who will join me for the audio part, and be prepared. He has some very, very exciting stuff to share with you, to show you guys. So let me talk a little bit about the market scenario, what is happening in the security industry or in general in the technology industry. So we all have heard about this, right? There is more and more cameras getting deployed. These devices are getting more and more connected. And the thing is that all these devices which are getting connected now, they are all generating a lot of data. We know that, in the past, cameras was just a video streaming device. You would stream a video into your control room, and there is a security person, there's a security guard sitting in the security operations center, or whatever you want to call it, just looking at the video. But with latest technology advancements, we are able to now understand what is there in this video. And now basically, it's not just the video part which is important, but also how do you interpret the video, yeah? How do you understand the information that is embedded in this video is becoming very, very important. So this is one of the benefits of these connected devices, that we are able to get a lot of data, a lot of pixel data, and then there are technologies which are enabling, like there's a you guys know that how much advancements is happening in the silicons, in your GPUs, in your neural network engines, and all that stuff, which allows us now to start processing this pixel information that we get from the camera and start making some sense out of this data, right? Then, other than that, there are also business reasons behind it, right? The customers basically are asking for solutions which are making the life simpler, right? You can use the data to make it more efficient, or going in the direction of more safety application of cybersecurity. These are the trends which are coming with this. More and more devices getting connected on the network, and now on top of this, basically we can run the AI or the artificial intelligence, basically to do some very, very nice things. Yeah? For example, predictive analytics. Once we start getting the data, you can now start analyzing the data to make some predictions. What would be the next step if there is an event that just happened? And this is the vision towards which we are working, that using the cameras, which is one of the very, very rich metadata source, a source which creates a lot of data, that we can start harvesting the data to start creating predictions in the system. So, talking a little bit about the history of the video analytics, right? Like I already said, that cameras originally started with the streaming device, that you have a camera which is streaming the video. We came into the era of then video analytics, where basically, we had some motion detection, some pixel changes that was running on the camera, which would give you an alert that potentially something is happening, and then you have a operator looking at it and then making a decision what should be done over there. We are coming into a more advanced stage where we call as an automated review, where the machines or the cameras in this case, they are getting more intelligent to not only just alert an operator, but also understand what is happening in the scene. We will go a little bit more deeper into this, what are the offerings that we have regarding this understanding. And then we believe that this would lead into the next step in the industry, where once the machines are able to understand the data, it is also possible then to collaborate the machines, collaborate the cameras, and basically start making the predictions what might happen next if an event has happened. So, where we are today, so based on the analytics that we have in the cameras right now, we are at a stage where we are still in the assisted review, but now, when we bring our AI capabilities to the camera, we are going in the domain where we are getting into the domain of assisted review, where machines are able to understand the scene, they are able to give more intelligent alerts towards basically also then, applying the cloud solutions to it. These are the two offerings that I would like to touch upon today. So, in terms of AI, what are we bringing right now? We are working on making a little bit of a change in our approach towards video analytics. If you have experienced our products earlier, we always had a video analytics, which we called as an IVA on our camera, which was more like a generic suite of detectors, alarm rules, which you could use to solve different problems. What we are doing now is we are making a change, that we are going towards tailored AI packages, which are really suited and tailored, pre-configured, or kind of, pre-trained for certain applications. So, this year we will bring 3 AI packages. The first one is focusing around the building security and building efficiency. So, this will be baked into our cameras, where you can use these capabilities for doing some basic operations in your building, like, understanding what is the occupancy of a certain area in a building, if there is a potential intrusion in the building. All these things you can very easily do with this package. For more complex use cases where you want to go outdoor and you have a large perimeter and you want to have a object detection, tracking, classification in an environment where you have challenges like, moving trees, you have rain, snow, all these kind of things. For those kind of applications, we bring our new package, which is our perimeter security package. And then we have, for us use cases in the smart cities, in the city surveillance, in the areas where you have a lot of traffic, a new package which we call a Traffic Pack, which is really tailored and focused around how do we optimize the safety in the cities, how do we optimize the flow of traffic in the city, how do we optimize flow of people in the city. This is the package which is tailored to those kind of applications. So this is what our approach is, from a generic video analytics, we go into more application-specific or a use case-specific AI portfolio. This is our starting, but then we are working on enhancing this portfolio, and this is where, I would like to have discussion, what are the other use cases where you think that we can apply these kind of technologies to have more use cases, we can solve more problems in the field. So, not only on the edge part, so this is the packages that I talked about, they are running on the edge, but we are also going in the direction of offering the services via cloud. So here we are looking into 3 domains. First is the remote device management. So as you know that, as you have more and more devices which are getting connected on the network, you need a way to ensure that these devices are properly managed and maintained, which means you need to ensure that these devices are, first of all, how do you know that these devices are always connected and they are working? Yeah? Or how do you ensure that you have the right security patches, you have the latest firmware running on it, these devices are not vulnerable. So you need a way of managing these IoT devices. And this is where the cloud infrastructure, this is what we call as our remote portal. This comes into picture where we offer the service that you can connect the cameras to the cloud, and then basically you can very easily manage them, maintain them, and ensure that, that they are always up to date, they are working, you can do a password management, all that stuff you can do remotely from one central location. Then we are looking at another very, very interesting field, which is AI alarm filtering. So this, you can imagine, is like we are running our most powerful AI detectors or the AI capabilities in the cloud. So if you have an infrastructure where probably it's an existing infrastructure, the cameras do not have the capabilities, or you have complex use cases where either you have to aggregate the data from multiple cameras, or let's say complex use cases which you cannot solve just by running the AI on the camera. Let's say just the edge is not powerful enough. In those cases, we can bring in the cloud, where certain events can be transmitted into the cloud. Cloud can analyze and then give you the result, whether this is something at which there should be an alarm or there should not be an alarm. Right? For example, I'll give you that, if you have a situation where a camera with low confidence, let's say 30% confidence, say that probably I see a person, but it's too dark, I cannot make a sense out of it, right? You can just transmit that particular clip into the cloud, and there we have much more powerful compute capabilities that we can analyze and give a more confirmed response what this event might be. This can also help in your bigger security operations center, the control centers for the operators, that if they have an existing infrastructure and you get too many false alarms, we can connect the cameras to the cloud, and then the camera is doing the first layer of false alarm filtering, and then the operators are looking only at the events which has been verified by cloud that these are the valid events. And then there is another area which we are exploring right now, is to use cloud for also video streaming and storage and those kind of applications. So, to derive our requirements, our use cases, we are working very, very closely with our customers. We are focusing on certain areas where we see right now that there is a high demand of automation. There's a high demand of reliability of the alarms, where customers cannot have either too many missed events or they cannot afford a false positive in all those. And these are the 6 basically verticals where we've identified there. Either there is a high security requirements that customers wants to have a very, very accurate alarm detection and understanding of the objects, or where there is a lot of requirements about the data, and then people want to analyze and understand what is happening in the scene with respect to the data. For example, applications like critical infrastructure, airports, government buildings. In these places, the application is around very, very early detection of any potential threat around a building, around an asset. So these are the areas where the AI really comes into scene, and then really supports that if there is a potential intrusion, you can get a very, very early warning, but also a lot of information around it. I'll touch upon the information part in a few slides. And then there are applications like ITS, airports, where also the customers are interested in understanding the data part of the analytics, right? How many people are there, for example, in a city center, or if there are how many cars have passed an intersection, all this kind of a data which you might need. That is also something, which is very, very important, and we believe that by applying AI on the camera, we can deliver this data and also replace in some cases some of the incumbent technologies like, in this case, potentially it could be a radar, potentially it could be a ground loop detectors, but those kind of things as well we can solve by applying a camera-based technology. So what's next basically? We are working on more AI-based solutions, right? I already talked about it. We have 3 packages, but we are working on expanding our portfolio, bringing more use cases with it, becoming more cloud ready to offer the solutions where possible, also for, making the connection via cloud and offering the solution via cloud. And of course, the data security and the trust part, which is a very, very important for us, for our devices, for our edge devices, but as well as for the cloud connectivity, we are focusing a lot on that. But for all these things, one very important thing is our partnership with the customers. Because if we have to develop the use cases, we need to have this understanding together with our customers. And in many cases, we work very closely with our partners, with our customers to co-create the solution, right? To really work with them to understand their problems, things which are going wrong, and then helping them with the data to solve those kind of problems. So if there are any use cases beyond these 3 packages that I showed today, I would be more than willing, very, very happy to have a discussion with you and see, where we can collaborate to build more solutions using this technology. So before I go into more packages, I wanted to show you our journey in the field of video analytics and developing the scene understanding. So in our portfolio, we started already in 2016 building the capabilities of video analytics on the edge. From the very, very beginning, Bosch was a strong believer that there's a lot of value in doing video analytics and data analytics very, very close to the edge on the cameras, because this is more scalable, this is more deployable, easy to maintain. So we started back in 2016 where the standard IVA that most of you know, we introduced in our portfolio. Then in 2019, we brought into the market our first machine learning models where we allowed the customers to take our cameras and train the models on the field to solve problems that you might have, right? Sometimes customer wanted to detect a shopping cart or some special objects which we were not able to train by ourselves, but we enabled our customers to do that. Then last year, we brought out our first AI packages for first models, but it was limited to only certain part of the portfolio, where we brought our first traffic detectors to the market. And now in this year, this is what I was talking about, we are going to a new approach with IVA Pro. Under this portfolio, we bring a new set of AI detectors as well as a lot of video analytics capabilities on our devices to address many use cases. So I wanted to spend a little bit time on this to talk about what is our philosophy behind video analytics and AI detection. So what we believe is that with the machines, or with the cameras in this case, our customer wants to have the full understanding on the scene. And this understanding we divide into 3 different steps that a camera needs to do before it can have the understanding about the scene. The first one is the camera has to reliably find if there is an event which is happening in the scene. So that is the first very, very basic step that you have to do. And this camera needs to do this in any kind of challenging condition, right? When it's a low light, there's a lot of noise in the camera, or there's a rain, there is a snow, in the scene. In all these conditions, the camera should be able to reliably find that where this event is happening. And with our AI model, with our IVA that is already available in the field, we have a proven point in the market that we have one of the best object detection or the event detection capabilities in our cameras. The second step is, once you have detected this object, you have detected this event, you want to do a classification of this. This is where we bring our AI into picture, because AI models are very, very good in identifying or classifying an object, what exactly this object is. And this is where basically what we do is, we take our classical computer vision models, which, the commercially that you know as IVA, we take our new AI detectors and basically we blend them together. This is a unique benefit that we have in our portfolio, that's the reason why with our new IVA Pro, we have a very, very good, robust detection and classification because we combine the best of both the world to bring this portfolio out. Once you have classified the object, the other important thing is that you want to understand what this object is doing, right? In which direction this object is moving, at what speed this object is going, and most important thing, where exactly is this object? If I try to, go a little bit technical over here, you can imagine that the camera is looking at the world in the 2D space, right? It's a 2D image. Camera by default doesn't understand the depth. Yeah, cameras are not good at understanding the depth. But with our computer vision technology that we have, and I'll touch a little bit in details later on, we are able to also determine the position of the object in the 3D world. Something similar to what normally probably a radar would be able to do or a stereo camera able to do. With our single sensor camera, we are able to also determine where exactly is this object in the scene. And then if you can map this camera to a geolocation map or a GIS map, you can actually plot that there is my camera and I see this object which is 300 feet away, where exactly this is, and you can make the point on the map where exactly this person is. And this could be really very, very helpful in a perimeter protection or an intrusion detection when you are protecting a large airport or a large government building, because you want to understand that when an object is coming, how far this object is from the building, at what speed it's moving towards you or moving away. All this data is very, very crucial for the control room people to react and to decide how to respond to an event. So this is why we put all this information as part of our metadata stream. So our entire IVA Pro is basically built on these three pillars. First, a very, very reliable object detection, a very solid object classification, and then a very, very rich metadata about what this object is doing. So let me start with the first IVA Pro package that we are bringing. We are bringing the traffic pack. This is designed for the city surveillance, intelligent traffic applications, but this can also be applied, if you have an airport or there are other areas where you have a high traffic movement, you want to understand what kind of traffic is there in your scene, this can be applied anywhere. So what we do is, in this package, we are able to very reliably detect 5 subclasses. We can differentiate between a truck, a bus, a motorbike, a pedal bike, and of course a normal car and a person. So using our 3D model, again, we use our first classical IVA model and then merge them with the AI to basically classify them. And then we provide this very, very important metadata with it, the geolocation, the speed, and the direction of these objects which are being detected. I have a small video over here just to demonstrate this. So this is an intersection in Pittsburgh. And here you see that, now with AI, we are able to handle objects, including people crossing each other, people coming, or the cars moving in a group, we are able to detect. And if you notice, we are able to detect the car even while it's way in the end, when the object is very, very small. And this is what we are able to do because of the merge of the AI and the IVA that we do. Because what we do is that once our AI has detected there is a car, after that we apply a normal tracking, and then even when this car is going far away, we are able to maintain that this is the same car which was first detected and it's going further away. Even if it is occluded for a few frames, we still know that this is the same car which is going. And in many applications, if you're counting, right, you want to have a very, very stable object ID. Otherwise, your counts will be wrong. Otherwise, if the object ID is jumping, you will not be able to count reliably. You cannot rely on the data there. And this is also very, very important that if we are creating a data from these sensors, this should be a reliable data. You should be able to trust this data. And this is basically the capability we have. We have done testing with this in multiple environments, day, night, and on an average, we say that we have an accuracy of about 95% of the counts that we can deliver with our camera. Then we have another one, IVA Pro Buildings Pack. This is a standard functionality that is available in all the new cameras. This particular product, this particular package is really very good in the buildings operation. So if you want to detect if somebody is climbing the perimeter of a building and trying to jump in, all that kind of things you can do very easily with that. Because here we have an AI-based person detector. And then you can apply all the rules like line crossing, object in the field, or a person in the field. All these stuff you can apply and very reliably detect if there is a person around a building who's trying to jump in. Or you can also apply this in understanding what is the occupancy of a building. So if you want to understand how many people are in certain part of the building, at any point in time, with this, we can detect those kind of events. I have a small video over here just to demonstrate this. So this is our AI-based detector. We have done this on an airport over here. And you can see that how many people are there which we are simultaneously able to detect. What we are demonstrating a use case, we can also apply, once we have detected an object, we know a person where he is, we are applying a privacy mask on top of it. So this is that in case you have people in the scene, but you also want to maintain the privacy, another very important topic these days, we can enable a use case like this, that because once we know where the object is, at what speed, what direction it is moving, you can put a mask on it and then, maintain the privacy in that area. But again, you can have a reliable count. You see over the scene over there that we have the counting, but also you see the people are coming together in the group. We are still able to maintain the counts and able to distinguish between the people. So this was earlier not possible with the traditional IVA, the computer vision models, because when the objects were coming too close, it was not possible for the AI, IVA to distinguish between the people. But in this case, even when they are coming together, we are still able to maintain the people and we can differentiate people there. Another one which we have is the perimeter protection pack. So let me straight away go into the video over here because the video demonstrates this capability very, very nicely. So this is a solution that we have here in this video integrated with Genetec, that they have a map where you see the two dots which are the location of the people, and the moment there is a person in this, it's detected and now shown on the map. And now on this map, you see that where this person is moving. On the left-hand side in this window over here, there, we get all the metadata at what speed this object is moving, where is this object moving. And as this person is moving between the cameras, because we know the geolocation of the person of the camera, we can also hand over the object from one camera into another camera. So this is where it happens. So the map knows that the person has moved from my first camera, he will appear on the second, automatically handed over to the second camera. And then over here we have a PTZ with the auto tracking capability. The camera automatically starts tracking. So without any human intervention, right? Without an operator trying to figure out now, I have to pull 3 cameras here or there. The system becomes very, very intelligent because it has a very robust object detection, classification, and on top of that, this metadata to understand where this object is. So this is a kind of a use case that, that's really helps in high security, perimeter protection, building protection kind of environments. Then I briefly touched upon the problem that camera sees in a 2D space. The world is 3D, and somehow we need to translate this 3D world into the 2D so that camera understands where the objects are. I'm not sure if you had a chance to configure our previous generation of the cameras with the IVA. You had to go through in the previous generation a lot of manual steps before you can get an accurate 3D location of a camera. There was a lot of parameters that you have to enter. You have to do a lot of trials and testing. Next month, we are bringing out a new tool, which we call as a map-based calibration. So it's a tool which will allow operators and system integrators to configure the cameras to understand, to get this 3D calibration very, very easily. So this is how this tool is going to look like. Yeah? I have a quick video to show that. So what you see on the left-hand side on this map over here, on the left-hand side, this is the actual video that comes from the camera. On the right-hand side, you see a GIS map. This map is integrated in the tool, so you don't have to download a Google map or something. It is integrated in the tool. You can then take this camera, give it the location in the tool that where this camera is located. So you will get the map. And then you just take these 4 points that you have, map it on the camera, map it on the map, and then from this point, the camera automatically calculates its calibration. And you don't have to do any manual calibration in the camera, and basically your camera automatically starts giving you the 3D information about the scene. It really makes this very, very easy to use. So this is an example over here. So here, you give a location where this camera is located. So this is the location of the camera. So video from the camera. On the right-hand side, now you have the map. You need to just orient the map, align it, and then you take the points. You take these 4 points, place them on the video, on the camera. And basically, at this point, the camera is calibrated. So from the geolocated map, the camera takes all the calibration parameter. As a next verification step, now you can project the video on the map, right? So just to verify that your camera is projecting the right location on the map. Then you can do certain verifications, like you have this person. You can move this dot, and you see on the left-hand side that the person is moving accordingly. Yeah, then you can do some tape measurements on this. I'll just show that.
Gus, is there any inter-device awareness of the location?
Sorry, say again?
Is there any inter-device location awareness, like does another camera adjacent to the same camera understand its properties, location?
This is a system level feature. This is not in the camera, but because all the cameras know, they can report all their positions into a map. So like the previous example I showed with the perimeter protection, where all the cameras report their information on this GIS, and then you can point them onto the map. So it's a system level information. But with this, basically the camera automatically finds its heights, its roll angle, everything is done by itself, which really makes the installation and the commissioning of this system very, very easy. So, with which products basically you can get these kind of features? Right now we have a full portfolio of our cameras, the fixed dome cameras, the bullet cameras. We have the full portfolio where you have these video analytics capabilities available now to you. And again, we have multiple cameras, but there is one product which I would really like to highlight about. This is our FlexiDome 8000. This is a camera which is, again, this is one of the flagship product from Bosch. It is recognized in the industry for the image performance, the ruggedness, and above all, the ease of installation with this camera. This camera comes with a full motorized positioning system inside it, so that when you are going to the installation phase, you just install the camera, and then you don't need to do anything on the site. All the commissioning, the field of view adjustments, everything you can come and do it from the control room. So it really saves a lot of time, but also if in the future you have to adjust your camera mounting or location, you don't need to go back to the site again. And of course, there are other products like, recently we introduced our multi-sensor cameras. Let me go through some of them. This is a video from our latest FlexiDome 8000 just talking about with the Starlight X technology. In this product family, we really raise the bar of the low light sensitivity in our cameras. What we have proven into the market that at the point when every other camera today goes to the monochrome mode, we still maintain color picture. And when the other cameras are not able to produce any video, we still maintain a very decent black and white video with the full motion and integrity of the video. Let's see if this video will play here. Yep. This is an actual test that we did. So some of the other competitors, equivalent competitors, the half-inch cameras we have selected over here. And of course, during the daytime, we produce quite a good balanced color picture. But in this camera, we give a lot of value to the maintaining the frame rate and the motion in the cameras, because that's very, very important for our applications in security. So again, the emphasis is that we don't put any motion blur, because this is also relevant if you're using this camera to capture the license plate. You don't want to have any motion blur or any distortion because of the motion. And here, when this camera goes on, you see all the other cameras are in the black and white mode, but with the FlexiDome 8000, we still maintain a good low light picture, color picture, without any external illumination. And then we go a little bit more darker. So now you see that there is not a usable video in any other camera. And over here, it's actually so dark right now that this guy who's walking around, you'll notice he'll bang into things because he himself is not able to properly see what is there in the scene. Now he's walking. He just didn't recognize that there is this wire. This was not acted. This really happened. Right? This was so dark in this particular scene. But again, this kind of performance then on top of our AI and with our video analytics, it makes a really strong solution for your low light protection, for your perimeter protection, asset protection. This really makes a very, very great camera for such applications. Then earlier this year, we brought out our first family of the multi-sensor cameras. We have some of these cameras in the next room. You should go and check them out. Again, this camera is really great in terms of image quality. It allows you to connect, 4 cameras with one cable, so it solves a lot of problem in terms of your installation cost, maintenance cost. But another very, very strong point of this camera is we can run our video analytics simultaneously on all the 4 channels. This is a unique thing that Bosch is providing the camera, which no other similar product in the market has. This is also our strong differentiation because like I said, we strongly believe in having this intelligence video analytics capabilities on the edge. So in this platform, which you can imagine, with 4 cameras running at the same time, it's a 20 megapixel camera. There's a lot of compute which is required, but we made a choice to select a hardware platform, to select a compute platform where we can run video analytics without compromising the streaming capabilities, resolution, and all that stuff. So we run the full video analytics on this camera. Then we brought out, also earlier this year, our new panoramic camera. We will talk about this camera a little bit more also in the audio analytics session, because other than doing the video analytics and de-warping and all that stuff which a normal panoramic camera does, this camera from end of this year will also have the capabilities to run audio analytics. And we will touch a little bit more in this during our next session together with Sam. Then we are also updating our complete FlexiDome family. So we are bringing a new family of the FlexiDome. It has all the resolutions like 2, 5, 8 megapixel, all that standard stuff. But this product will feature our buildings pack as a standard. And then, if required, you can upgrade this with the perimeter pack or a traffic pack. That is a license that you can install on the camera and upgrade those capabilities. But in the standard application, the FlexiDome, you typically put it inside the building, outside the building for your normal security applications. This is now a very, very nicely suited camera because occupancy detection, your vehicle detection, parking solutions, all that stuff you can very, very easily solve with a device like this. We made some great improvements also on the ease of installation in terms of how the mounts are designed and all that stuff. We have this product as well in the next room. I think it will be good that if you get a chance, have an experience of this product. And then this is another very, very interesting product that we bring now. We are updating our Autodome family. I think many of you have used our Autodome products. It's a very, very popular product with a lot of big government sites, a lot of city surveillance and transportation projects. Now we are bringing a new look and feel for our Autodome family. This particular product, as you see over here, has a ball shape and not the classical bubble shape. In this product, we have also put a new 40x zoom lens. It's really a very, very long range, very powerful lens compared to the predecessor. Plus, this camera would also have a new 8 megapixel 12x zoom lens, kind of an optical module inside this. And this new bubble shape allows us to go 20 degrees above the horizon without having any optical distortion. With the previous generation of the bubble, we had a very, very limited how much above the horizon you can go, because otherwise you start going in the part of the bubble where the image is getting distorted. But this one, you can go 20 degrees and there is no distortion at all in the scene. From the UX perspective, although, our previous generation of autodomes were very, very easy to install, but we have made some more improvements so that the time that you have to spend on a ladder in a bucket truck to get this product installed is greatly reduced compared to its predecessors. Now, for the first time, we will have our autodomes also with an integrated infrared illuminators. So for the scene where you have really low light, you have a variable beam smart illuminator inside it. So as you are zooming in and zooming out, the IR beam of the camera is adjusting itself. This product will also have the IVA Pro traffic pack, so all the detections with the classification, all that stuff is there. What we are also bringing new in this product is our new AI-based auto tracker. So if you have experienced our auto tracking with the previous generation of the camera, we had these capabilities. For example, when the camera is moving, because this is what you normally do with an autodome, you put it on a continuous tour. And if the camera would see something moving in the scene, it will stop and start tracking that object. In some use cases, this was also causing false alarms because, for example, for a use case, you might be only interested that I want to have a detection only if there's a person I see in my scene, not for the cars. Now we are able to combine these AI detectors with our auto tracker so that you can ensure that you can set a rule that if, you are on a continuous tour, but if you see that there is a person near a building or near an asset or something, just stop over there and start tracking this person. So this really makes now this camera even more usable on the large perimeter protection, because now you can do this AI-based detections even when the camera is moving. Which is, yes please.
Just with the 20 degree above the horizon, is a roadmap to do drone detection as well?
Drone detection we can do because we have this integration with some of the radar companies, where the radar detects a drone, finds its location, sends it to the camera, and then camera can go on that point and then start tracking that object. We do not have the initial drone detection capability in the camera, but together with a radar or a drone detection solution, we can do that. We already have those integrations as well in place. So basically that's what I was saying, that with this integration of the AI and the auto tracker, it really becomes very, very useful, especially in the areas where you have large distances that you want to monitor, and normally it's just not possible to put so many fixed cameras. In that case, this camera becomes very, very useful and handy. And again, this one has all the position data and stuff like that. So if you're integrating with a map, like I showed in the previous example, you would see how the person is moving because the camera is continuously tracking this person. So it's not only that we are able to just maintain or tell the location, but even when the object is moving, camera is tracking, we are able to back calculate the location of that object. And this object detection when the camera is moving, this is something really, where we use the power of Bosch. Because it's not very easy for many cameras to detect when the camera is moving and the object is moving, to differentiate and find first what the object is, where the object is, second even classify it. This is where we get a lot of benefit from our corporate research, where we are also working in deploying these vision-based analytics for autonomous driving. Because this is exactly what we are trying to do over there. That when the car is moving, at the same time we are trying to find where the other cars are or the people are on the road. So that's the kind of the technology that we run in these cameras. This is another very, very exciting product that we are going to bring early next year. This is our new bullet camera. So this is kind of a bullet form factor. Again, the use cases, this camera comes with a flat window. So you have less optical distortion. It has a long zoom range, very, very suited for perimeter protection. Plus, this camera would come with a infrared illuminator inside it, which can go up to 380 feet on PoE+. So this is, again, a very, very powerful camera. It has its full AI capabilities, all the stuff that we discussed, it has it. This product also offers, I don't have it here on the slide, we have come up a very, very unique accessory for this product. So you know that sometimes when you put a product on a road, or a camera on a road, or You have sometimes a lot of reflections from this road when there's a rain, right? And the cameras are not able to see properly. Or you might have false detection because there are shadows because of the wet, water on the road. We have come out with an accessory where you can put a polarized filter in front of the camera, and then we can cut out all these reflections, and basically the camera doesn't see this reflection, and which makes your detection and tracking of the objects very, very easy. Another potential use case could be that if you put this camera, let's say on an entrance of a building, and you want to see who is there inside the car. You put this camera, we can cut out the reflection from the windshield, and you can see straight inside the car, how many people are there, or if the person who has shown the badge to enter, is he the same person or not? That is possible once you apply this polarized filter on the camera. So that would really increase the use cases and the applications where you can put this camera. So overall, from the camera perspective, we bring 5 years warranty on this. We have some very, very special data security standards over here, what I call as an IoT standard. And of course, all these devices are ready to connect and bring data into this for the analytics.
On that 5-year warranty, is that something new? I thought it was 3 years before that.
Yes, earlier this year, we switched to the 5-year warranty for our products. And now this is standard for, there are a few cameras which are still on the older designs where we don't offer, but majority of our cameras now offer 5-year warranty. Okay, so I just wanted to also show some of the examples where some of the customers are already using our AI detectors, where this performance is already in the field. So this is one example where you see that this road again filled with water, objects going at such a high speed. At this point as well, we are still able to detect the objects, not getting distracted by the water on the road, and still able to track and do a very, very good detection. The next part of this video shows this thing that I was talking about, where we blend our classical computer vision using our AI models. So when it goes over there, you see this is an engineering video. This doesn't come out as a camera. This is not the interface, but you see that even when the objects are going very, very far away, we have this box, because once we have detected it, we know it's the same object, we know it's on the ground plane, and we are able to reliably track. So your counts, even at a distance, are still very, very, very reliable. Or you can detect the object very, very early in the scene when, let's say, the AI model is still not ready to, you need certain resolution for an AI model to classify. But we can, by combining this, detect an object very, very early at a very low resolution in the scene. And then these are some of the other examples. In the low light, all this stuff. So this really changes, this AI technology on our camera is really a game changer with what you can do with our cameras. Another example where some of the customers are using our cameras, so we deliver a lot of metadata, a lot of information from our cameras, which can be detected or which can be either taken directly from the camera. You can write interfaces, or we provide via our remote portal an interface that you can get the data out of the camera and then create these kind of visualizations to understand how the objects are moving, or what has been the statistical analysis in your environment. So for example, you want to know, how many cars are parked in a day, or if there is maybe in a security application, if you want to see that how many times probably you had a security incident in the past, or how many times people come very close to the perimeter, but it didn't result in an event. But then if you want to statistically go and analyze it, we are able to provide these kind of dashboards. Because if you go into your security control room and ask, how many times you had an incident, they would have no clue, because this data is not available. But if you can plot this kind of an event, you can make a rule that, okay, if somebody is coming 100 meters close to my building, I want to start making those events and start plotting them over here. So you know that there are people or an intruder not really coming in the building, but somebody or some people are coming very, very close to the building, and then they go away. This can give you an insight that could this be a potential threat in the future, or could this be a potential intrusion in the future, because maybe somebody is just checking out that area. These kind of insights you can very nicely exploit or extract once you have this kind of a data and nicely visualized in these kind of dashboards. This is another very interesting use case that we did with Ohio, where what we have done is we have installed several cameras on the road. This is just a prototype, a proof of concept, where we have analyzed the speed of the vehicles on the road. And then based on that, we make a prediction that if the objects are moving so slow, there might be a potential congestion coming up. And then we use basically V2X communication to transmit this into, for example, over here. So this is just an example that you have a Q trigger, and then we have this tablet, which is running these maps. On these maps, using our cameras, we are able to give a warning to the driver that slow down because we see a queue building up, and this might result in a collision, or this, or you can take an alternative path. And this is much more real time, much more faster than any other services. Yeah. So this is a real life POC which Ohio DOT is testing out by utilizing the data that we produce from our cameras. So I wanted to present these use cases where it's not just that, we can just only create alarms, but there's a lot of data that we are able to create in the system, and there are a lot of easy ways now, either via cloud or by directly taking the metadata, storing it, and then running, standard tools like Power BI or visualizations to get all this information. So I wanted to bring some of these examples because if you are using our cameras, you already have this kind of a capability, and we can really work together to expand, or you get more insights about the data, and then, solve some of the other challenges that you might have in the projects. So as Bosch, we strongly believe in this AI, having intelligent edge devices. We are very strongly positioned. We are investing a lot. Also, we leverage the power of Bosch, all the corporate research that we do to also bring these to our products, our cameras. So the algorithms which we are normally using for autonomous driving in the cars, those technologies you also see running in our cameras.